Hello and welcome to week 2 of this 52-week series, Wisdom for Confident and Fluent English in 1 year. In each video, we'll be looking at a text from this book, Your True Home, The Everyday Wisdom of Thich, Nhat, Hanh. Details are in the description box below, and I'll leave a link here for you to watch week 1, where I explain how these videos can help you with your English. But for now, let's get started with week 2. If you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and invite the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video on bringing awareness and depth to your English. And if you're new here, my name is Tanya Meyer, and I'm an English as a foreign language teacher to adults, specializing in mindfulness practices to help bring clarity, understanding, and joy to your English language acquisition and use. Mindfulness is the practice of stopping and looking more deeply, which is instrumental to bringing clarity and understanding to anything we do. And it is from here, from a place of calm and relaxation, that we can really transform our English skills. Right, let's dive in, shall we? Week 2 is called 100%. Now, before we actually start reading this text, just a little heads up that we are reading the words of a Zen Buddhist monk, and so naturally, Buddhist teachings will permeate all of these texts, but you do not need to be Buddhist to benefit from the content of these texts. They are secular in terms of what we can learn from them. Each one of us can learn from these texts no matter what religion we might be. The intention is to contact a deeper aspect of ourselves. And in fact, I recently filmed another video called The Vertical Dimension, which I'll leave a link right here for you to take a look at later on. So every week, what we'll do is we'll read the text together, and I really suggest that you read along with me out loud so that you can practice the sounds of English and become accustomed to producing its natural rhythm and cadence. So we're practicing spoken English through the reading of short texts, and this is a very helpful exercise to improve your spoken English. And in fact, I created another video on this very topic, which I'll also leave a link for right here for you to save and watch later. Right. Number 2, 100%. Be there truly. Be there with 100% of yourself in every moment of your daily life. That is the essence of true Buddhist meditation. Each of us knows that we can do that. So let us train to live each moment of our daily life deeply. That is why I like to define mindfulness as the energy that helps us to be there 100%. It is the energy of your true presence. Okay, so let's read that again so that it soaks in and you have another opportunity to practice. Number 2, 100%. Be there truly. Be there with 100% of yourself in every moment of your daily life. That is the essence of true Buddhist meditation. Each of us knows that we can do that, so let us train to live each moment of our daily life deeply. That is why I like to define mindfulness as the energy that helps us to be there 100%. It is the energy of your true presence. What is your understanding of this week's video? Practice your writing skills and comment below. Here are some ideas that come to mind for me. At least one of the messages of this text is about the amount of time that we spend on autopilot. We get up in the morning and we've got our things to do. So we might get up and just take a shower, have breakfast, get dressed and leave the house, prepare whatever it is that we need to prepare. We might have children, and all of this we just do on autopilot without body and mind being together. In other words, with very little awareness of what we're doing, just relying on the body to do whatever it does so that we can be either switched off in our mind or thinking about something else. But bringing our mind to our body, that is, incorporating our mind with whatever we're doing, brings great joy and depth to whatever we do, so that if I'm getting dressed, I know that I'm getting dressed. If I'm taking a shower, I know that I'm taking a shower, and so on. That is being there 100%. Being there in this way does require mind training, because without this training, then our mind is conditioned to time travel or to be distracted or to want to think about many things. And so it would seem as if our mind has a life of its own. You know, here we are doing what we know we need to do. We're driving our car, we're walking on the street, we're relying on our body to do the activity. But in the meantime, our mind is just free, if we don't train, to do whatever it wants to do, to think about things that might not be helpful. And so this is where being there 100% comes in. And it's the same when we're learning English. I can't tell you the amount of times that I was standing there in the classroom with all these people in front of me, taking an English lesson, pen and paper, you know, ready to go. But many times it's just so easy to be distracted, you know, to start thinking about something else, what we need to do later, what we did this morning. And so even though I was delivering the lesson, even though I was giving the information that was needed in order to do the activity that was planned, many of the students weren't really engaging with the information because their mind was busy with something else. And this goes for me as well. You know, before I started this practice, I would walk into the classroom with a full mind. I was thinking about everything that had happened, or a problem that I had, or I was worried about something. And so I entered the room with a full mind. And of course, that meant that I was not available for the students to ask any questions, or, you know, there was no real interaction between the students and myself, because I didn't understand that what I needed to do was to be there 100%, to be together with my body, understand that I was in the classroom, that at this moment I was teaching a lesson, and that I would have time to worry and to think about the things that my mind wanted to think about later. Right now, what I needed to do was to focus on the class. And so the same goes for the student. With a little bit of mind training, then while we're in a class or while we're engaged with English content with the intention of learning, having this mind training is going to help us to focus and concentrate more fully on whatever it is, so that the learning can be deeper, more effective, and more complete. And we can enjoy it a lot more as well. There's an analogy about our mind being like a wild monkey, you know, jumping from branch to branch. So it might be that it's like this, but what we don't understand is that we can befriend wild mind monkey. We don't need to control it. We don't need to impose our will over it, because that can generate problems for ourselves. If we force ourselves to do something that the wild mind is not prepared to do, then that will lead to an unpleasant experience of whatever we're doing. But we do have the option of befriending the wild monkey in our mind. And how can we do this? We can do this by asking it to cooperate with us. And it's going to be very happy to do that. And how do we ask it to cooperate with us? Well, by giving it a job. We just ask it, look, focus. Oh, and then it will be okay, focus, right. It might get distracted very quickly. And so we remind it gently, focus. Oh yes, focus. And so the more we train this wild monkey mind, the more it will be willing and happy to cooperate with us. And this is where we start to have a most pleasant and enjoyable relationship with ourselves and with the experience of learning. And so bringing 100% of ourselves to whatever we do greatly increases the quality of whatever we're doing. It increases the quality of our learning. If we bring our 100% of ourselves to any relationship that we're in, it increases the quality of that relationship as well. Bringing 100% of ourselves to a relationship also makes us much more pleasant to be around. Because like I said earlier, if we are fully there, then there is space for the other person. We're more prepared to listen to what the other person says. Whereas if we're not there, then how can a relationship be possible if we're not there? And so how does this bringing 100% of yourself relate to becoming more confident and fluent in English? Well, you don't need to do a lot. You don't need to spend hours and hours every day studying English. Start by practicing mindful meditation for a few minutes every day. 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, 20 minutes if you can. And creating this habit of sitting quietly with yourself and learning to bring 100% of yourself to your English is going to change everything, including how much you enjoy putting your English skills to use. I could really keep going with this because all of these paragraphs are so rich and pure, but I'm going to leave it here for now. And I really look forward to hearing from you. Meantime, if you're ready to join an ongoing English coaching program that supports you along your learning path, check out the links in the description box. Remember to download your copy of my free guide, Revolutionizing Your English, 8 Steps for Success, which I'll leave a link for in the description box as well, which is full of tips and suggestions for you to implement straight away. And I'll see you in the next video for week 3. Remember to ring the bell to be notified when I upload it. Take care until then. Bye for now.